All right, everybody, here we are again. Guess what? We're wrapping up the series, the
Yes, yes,
three
yes.
Ds. And today, the
Mhm.
final of the third Ds is desire. So we talked about
Desire.
determination, we talked about dedication, and now we're going to talk about desire.
Desire.
So, hello to you, Karen. How are you?
I am well, Ed. What about yourself? Happy Friday.
I got to be honest, and I was telling you this before, I've been emotionally heavy, man. This thing, all of it, this year has just been one of those years, introspection, but at the same
Yeah.
time, so much has happened that
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
one of those people who wears his heart on his sleeves and his shoulders and my back on my knees. I wear it everywhere. It's just,
Mm.
some days it gets heavy, man. And this week is definitely one of those weeks where I just kind of felt just emotionally exhausted. Yeah, as you know, I talk to a lot of people and I take on their pain, and I hate to
That's
see
what
people in pain.
happens. That's what
And
happens when
so
you're
it's
given.
yeah, and it's folks like you though that give me that little, I'm not gonna say so much a reality check, but more of just that emotional
Mm. That recap of
advocacy and
yes.
support that I need, because even me, who's the eternal optimist, sometimes I need a little propping up too, right?
Yes, we all need that.
We
We
all
all
need it.
need
We
that.
all need it.
And
Nobody's immune to that.
that's so beautiful because we have those people in our lives that are purposely
Oh, I'm so thankful.
just for that,
So thankful for that. Amen to
just
that.
for that. And so that
Yes, ma'am.
I mean,
So I'm thankful for you on this day. Thank you for being that support and that advocate that I so needed this week. We had an
well,
amazing conversation that has sprouted the next series of what we're going to talk about. We'll talk about that at the end. But today, here we are to talk about desire and wrap up this thing. So, what did you mean when you put as the three Ds the word desire?
desire. Well, even though it's the last, it becomes the first.
Mm,
Okay. Desire is the last on the list because it has to be the first, because the desire is what fuels everything else, because it's the constant theme throughout the whole process, because you can't have determination, you can't have any of that if you don't have desire, right? You have to be committed. And the way that you stay committed is to have that thing inside of you that says, I want this. That's that desire. That's what keeps you going. That's the gas. That's the
mm.
fuel that keeps you moving forward. It's the thing that feeds you beyond anything you can ever have.
Do you think that most people have desire? True desire.
True desire, I think it's lost.
Mm. How
It's
so?
covered up. Think about you walk in the room and every day you got a workout machine. And instead of working out on the machine, you put your coat on the machine. And then you come in the next day, you put a sweater on the machine. And then you come in the next day, you put your pants on that machine, a couple of socks. And before you know it, you can't even see it, right? That's what happens to desire. It's
Mm. Get suffocated.
up. Yes,
What do you
by
think causes that?
cares. It's the cares and the worries, the fears,
Mm.
all the things that work against you meeting your particular purpose in life.
And we all know that this is something that you make as a person, the decision to let these things take over. It's
That's
not
right.
something that inherently, because if I put this pen on my hand, even though it's an instrument of writing books and best-selling novels and everything, it goes nowhere by itself. Look,
Nope.
it does
Nope.
nothing. There it is.
Mm-mm.
It's
Gotta
an
use it.
innate object, right? So the pen does not affect my writing. I allow it,
Yes.
right? Just like I
Yes.
allow
Yes.
external forces
Yes. To get
to
in the way of the
dominate and
desire.
mold my life.
Oh,
So
and don't
how do
forget
we
that
do this?
it's the
It's the
voices, the
noise.
voices in our
Absolutely.
heads.
Well, I've always said this. The first thing you got to do is that you got to do an inventory of your committee.
That's right. Boot 'em,
Then it's time
boot
to
'em out.
fire some of those board members and get in a
That's right.
new board that
Oh,
dominates your every word
yes.
and your thoughts, and more importantly, your actions. So how do we activate and supercharge our desire so that it's not just something that resides here and here,
Hmm.
but that gets translated into results and action? And I'm not talking about by the way, and we're not talking about, oh, how to be rich in 42
Or
hours.
no,
That's
we're
not what
just
we're
talking
talking about. We're talking about
about
joy and happiness in your life, because when that
taking
is the
one step.
crux of it, then all
That's
other
right.
things come from that. Those are byproducts. Make no mistake about it,
Yeah.
right? So how do we activate this desire?
One step at a time. Number one, you have to recognize that you have it. All right.
Mm,
Find the
okay, I like that.
desire.
So
Okay. Because
recognize, number one, recognize that we
recognize
have
that
it.
you have it. Right. And that may be you have to find it, because if it's all covered up with your worries, your concerns, your fears, your doubts, then you can't find your desire. You may have a little notion or a little glimpse of it, but soon, this is what's happened. It's that 3-second reaction. You will think
Mm.
about something that you want to do, and instantly something else will come in and just it takes it and just buries it down.
Especially with the busyness of this world today. And by the way, we've all been told that multitasking, A, exists,
Yeah.
and two, we should all embrace. It's physically
Yeah.
impossible to do two things at one time. It doesn't exist.
No,
It's
you're
something
just
we've concocted in our brains.
yes. Yeah, it's one thing after another. So it's standing in line. So you think just because you're moving fast, you're multitasking, because that's all you're doing. You're just moving fast.
That's right.
And
I got the
if you're
visual
moving
really good,
fast,
but
yeah, if you're moving fast, guess what can't happen? The thought of the desire, because there's no breath in between the steps. You got to take a breath. So instead of just doing like this, you got to have some space in there to let the desire come in.
that
And
makes sense. And you also have to be mindful. Stop. And that's
yes,
part of focus and not multitasking, is being in the moment to really develop
yes,
that
yes,
desire, the concept,
yes,
and turn it into something real in your life. You
yes.
know, an example is this: if every single thing that you do, you have to post, you're not in the moment. You
No,
missed it, because
no,
all you're doing is you're cataloging for everybody else, but you're
that's
not
right.
living that moment, which is
Right.
ironic.
That's right. Yes. And then you got to go back and see what you have done to live it out with everyone else, because you weren't even in that moment to live it.
Right?
And so,
Exactly.
so how did you feel? Well, I was trying to capture the moment.
Right, for everybody else except me. I
Yes.
didn't even notice. I didn't notice the owl on the pole.
Yes. And so guess what? That emotion, that heartbeat, that thing that gives you that takes your breath away,
Is
use
lost.
it. And that's where desire lives.
And I would also say that's where the true moments of life live too. Those
Yes.
are the I call it the syrupy part of life.
That's
The really
right.
nice,
And
the
we
nice
all have
molasses.
an opportunity to have it. Don't let anybody fool you to think that you don't. You just need to
So
take.
would that be a second step? Don't let anybody
Yes.
fool you into. Okay.
Don't let anybody fool and tell you, or convince you that. See, that's the thing. Eh, we live this life in two different ways. We live this life, number one, either doing what we see someone else doing because, oh, that looks good. They look like they're having a good time. It looks like they're having fun. I want to do it too. Or we live this life doing what other people tell us to do. You
So
begin,
true.
oh, this is right for you. I saw this the other day and I thought of you. It's perfect for you.
Yeah.
No,
And we do
no
that with
one,
parents. We do that with everybody. And then we realize
yes,
I was living for everybody else except myself.
yes,
And that's not
yes.
who I really am.
No, no. So how many people have lived a whole life based upon what someone else thought that they were good to be doing? And in their heart, there was no desire, there was no fulfillment, there was no emotion. They were just going through the motions every single day. And guess where that leads you? An empty home, an empty heart, searching for fulfillment, when what we need to do is back up, slow down, and listen to your heart. I,
Step three,
yes, listen
back
to your
up,
heart. Listen to you.
slow down, and listen to your heart.
Yes, listen to your heart, because the heart knows. But like again, I go back to the exercise machine with all those clothes on it. You got to find it first. And so you do that by spending time with yourself. If that's meditation, if that's just sitting and contemplating, you got to have, again, remember this, the space in between the moments. You got to have the breath in there. You got to breathe so you can breathe in your desire. Because it's not
Your desire.
what you think you want to
Like,
do, it's the desire that was given to you at birth, before birth.
hmm.
Because we are all created with a purpose. We all have something that we uniquely know how to do without anyone telling us. You connect with people, Ed, like no one I know. No one taught you how to do that. It is who you are.
Yeah, it's part of my DNA. Yeah,
Yes.
it
And
runs
when
in my
you do
veins.
it, how do you feel?
Oh, well, I'm going to say this, that I'm the one who feels better than everybody else.
Yes. That's what happens when you're walking in your desire.
You know, that's a great way to capture the moment of that defines that. You're absolutely right.
Yes. That's what happens. You're in your purpose, you're in your desire. And when you walk in it, it's a thing that you will do for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
So let me impose then, and let me give step 4. Step 4 is release fear and live your desire out. Live it
Yes.
out.
Hmm.
Because now, okay, the first step is you got to recognize that you have it. And so now go find it, right? What
Yes.
is it,
Yes.
right? In your own life. Don't let anyone convince you that you don't have it. Great
Right.
advice. 3 is back up, slow down, listen to your heart. And then the final
Yes.
part is let go of fear, embrace
Yes.
courage, and live it out. This is the
There it
way
is.
to a fulfilling life. It's independent of noise. And by the way, when we say
Yes.
noise, is what? Other people's opinions,
Yes.
right? Or how you should be living, what you
Hmm.
should be
That's
saying,
right.
how you should be doing, or how you should dress, how you do this, how you do
Hmm.
your hair. And it's also devoid of some of the biggest killers of desire and dreams that I've seen, which is the pursuit of materialism and
Oh,
status.
yes. It won't
You
feed.
don't take it with you, nobody cares.
Mm-mm.
Matter of fact, I'm going to say this, your true friends and your true tribe, and we'll talk about tribe another time too, the importance of that, they don't care
No.
what you have. You know what they care about? Who you are.
Who you are.
That's
They
it.
want to see you fulfilling your desire. Yes.
Now imagine a whole tribe of people fulfilling their desire. Can we not change this world?
Oh,
Pandemic
man.
or not, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It
The
doesn't matter.
reality, everything is
Mm.
perspective.
Yes, you will walk through the pandemic or any other tragedy or upset with a smile on your face when you're walking in your desire. I guarantee you.
Yeah, then people ask you, hey man, what's going on, man? You look so happy. We're in a pandemic. What do you got? Right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right? Because we're all supposed to look like this.
right.
Yeah.
But when you're walking in your desire, you can walk in your desire no matter what. And that's the
Mm.
life. That's really why these things come to teach you and show you, no matter the situations, you can still be in peace.
I love it. Well, hey guys, we're gonna make it short but powerful. There you are. Desire.
Yes.
Don't forget the three
Desire.
D's. It's determination, it is dedication, and it's
Yes.
also desire. Now, guess what? We're gonna talk about the next series. We're gonna talk about the difference between
Mm.
ready,
Yes.
seekers, and
Hmm.
spectators. Are you a seeker or are
That's
you a
right.
spectator in your
Taylor.
life and the lives of others? Ooh, I'm
Come
so
check it
excited
out.
to unpack that. All right,
Come check it
everybody,
out.
happy holidays. Be blessed. Bless you as
Yes.
well, Karen. Thank you so much
You
for
too,
your
Ed.
insight. As always, so
All
awesome.
right.
Thank you very much. Be well.